Heather here. Thank you so much for joining me today.
This is where my file got corrupted, but today we're going to be making these cute little story cubes, and I have a tutorial there for you, and I also have some PDFs that you can download on my Teachers Pay Teachers store. They look like this, except in focus when you download them. So here we go.
I also have a blank story cube template for you, and this is free on my Teachers Pay Teachers, also called Shelf Growth. So you can just go there right now and download this for free. This is really kind of a cool way to customize what you want to do. I've used this before with like having questions or prompts. So writing prompts could be a review for each chapter of the book that you're reading, or maybe it could be for like if you're journaling, pairing this with Anne Frank and your students are creating their own journals to go along with it. They could fill in their own journal questions here, or even like a get to know you activity for the beginning of the year. I also like to use this for a letter writing activity that is gonna be an upcoming video I'll share with you pretty soon. But this one's totally customizable and ready for you to go customize right now. One teacher tip that I have with this is if you care about your students hanging on to these, have them write their names on the piece of paper before they fold it up into a cube. It's a little bit harder to write with. I would also recommend giving some significant time for this. You can of course show my video in class if you'd like to. Just skip to the part where I'm demonstrating how to cut and fold. It's pretty straightforward. I almost always double the time it takes me to do something for my students to do something. So if it took me 5 minutes, it's easily going to take 7th graders 10 minutes. If you teach 7th grade, it's probably going to take a little bit more than that. So just plan accordingly with your class. Every student is going to need a set of scissors, and they're also going to need a glue stick. You could share your glue sticks more easily than you could share your scissors. And students may need your attention when it starts coming to like the folding it together part, and you can just remind them that the tabs with the dots are the parts where you put glue on. Tabs with the dots is where you put glue. So you can help them with that, and also every page has directions printed on that page, so students can read that as they're cutting it out, and you can always reference that again when it comes time to it. Cool, I'm excited to get going with you with this. Let's make a story cube together. Another idea with this would be a great station activity. So if you have groups of students going around to different stations in your classroom, you may only need to have 5 pairs of scissors at that one station, and that also ideally minimizes the amount of time students are calling you over to get help with the tabs. It's not really that complicated, but I know that that's where the questions will start to come in. And so you can kind of make sure that you're around that station when students start coming to that point in the process. And in the meantime, students could be journaling, they could be doing summaries of the chapter, they could be answering questions, all kinds of things. So just a little idea for you there. That was fun! Thanks for making this with me. I found that in the last tab, it was a little bit hard to get that last tab all the way closed, but just with glue. So what I ended up going back and doing was I kind of undid it, and I just glued 2 of the 3 sides down, and that way I could still pinch the 2 tabs together with my fingers, and then with that last opening, I just put a piece of tape over it, and that worked perfectly fine to secure it. So then I could just roll it however I wanted, and get my setting of the mountains, or get my setting of the city. So this is a great story building tool. This is a great way for students who don't know really, they're like, I don't know what to write. This is a great way for them to kind of be forced to be creative with limits. It's amazing what limits can do, but there are lots of options here. There's a house, there's a beach setting, there's this moon, there's a castle, what else? There's 6, a mountains and cityscape. And so there's lots of diverse options here, and let your imaginations run wild. Alright folks, thanks for tuning in. Happy writing, happy rolling. I'll see you next time. Bye!